Today, I'm going to talk about the 4 people that we meet on the ocean of life. It's an interesting story. That's one I learned from the blog that I subscribe to by a guy who's a marketer. He's excellent. He's Roy H. Williams. He's has an ad agency, and he's been going for many years in Texas. And they know him as the Wizard of Ads. He wrote books, 3 books called the Wizard of Ads Trilogy. And he has a blog called the Monday Morning Memo. I see it. You can dial into it every Monday. He's been doing it for 14 years. Never missed a time. And anyway, he had a friend, Mike Metzger, who told him this story. And I learned from Roy, but and here it is. Here's how it goes. It's an intriguing story about 4 people that are destined to meet again and again on the ocean of life. And the first person you meet is drifting. There's a drifter. My little picture of a drifter. And the drifters are pushed this way and that way by the winds and waves of circumstances. You met a drifter when they say, whatever, it's all good, And they don't seem to, they're pretty easygoing, but they're just going where it takes them. The second person you meet is surfing. And they seem to be having a pretty good time, but they never really get anywhere. They just paddle around the ocean looking for the wave to ride, and surfers forever looking for the next big thing. Does it always come? No, not really. And the third person we meet is drowning. We're not just talking about going under in this case. We're talking about, needing a helping hand here. We're talking about, a professional drowner. Most of us, if we're healthy and normal, will occasionally need a helping hand from someone who loves us. That's true. We may need to be rescued from financially or chemically or relationshiply. That's sort of normal. What's not normal, what we're talking about, is, I said, that professional drowners. And I'm sure you met them. They say, "Oh, it's been the worst week of my life. I don't know what I'm gonna do." So you feel sorry for them, so you help them out, and you get them back on their feet, and then next time you see them in a few weeks' time, they say, "Oh, it's been the worst week of my life. I don't know what I'm going to do." And on it goes. And the fourth person you meet on the ocean of life is a navigator. This guy's a little different. He's challenging the winds and waves of circumstances, just like the drowner, but the surfer and the drifter. But the navigator turns the rudder of his boat to counteract the direction of the wind and the waves. The navigator adjusts the sails and harnesses the wind to make him take it where he wants to go. But the navigator does not navigate by watching the wind and waves. The navigator keeps his eyes on a non-negotiable, that standard that isn't connected to his circumstances. The navigator has a North Star, a guiding light that never ever moves. It's always in the same position. And now, of course, that's a metaphor. The North Star we're talking about, the real North Star, is actually in the sky. It's always in the same place. And navigators from the past, in ancient times, used it to navigate the ocean. And in fact, the people that finally got to Easter Island must have used it. In fact, the Kon-Tiki expedition, which went out in the 50s, proved that this was in fact possible. He proved it. They got a balsa raft that they built, and a square sail, and that's all they had. And they proved that could go from the shores of Chile all the way to Easter Island, and proved that the ancients must have used something like that to get there. It's interesting. It's a book and a movie too. You can check it out on Google. But anyway, so it is possible to navigate that way. But what about our mindset? You know, that's a different ocean, isn't it? Our mindset is, if we're talking about the head brain, is a very busy place. You know, it's continually reactionary to the winds and waves of the pressures of our worrying, our thoughts, and distractions, our concerns about what might happen or might never happen. And it's really hard to you know, you're looking for the best day. You're hoping, you've got that positive thinking going on, and you're hoping that it'll work out. And sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But when it doesn't, it's a real distraction, isn't it? But what I'm talking about, of course, and I've known for, I think, is the dual brain, that extra brain in the gut, that small brain. It's about 1/10 the size of the one in the head. And it's separated. It's farthest away in the body that could possibly be from the head brain. It's not a thinking brain like the head brain is. It's a feeling brain, which is a bit of a relief when you think about it. If you're thinking too much, as we often do, then perhaps it's a way to find solace in a busy world. Because we can take that intellect and move it down. At the same time, you can view it and communicate. It's not like you're locked in somewhere where you have to go and, you know, meditate in your little room or something. You can do that automatically. I'm doing it now. And so you can do two things at the same time. You can chew gum and drive, but you can't think two things at the same time. You have to shut everything down and think about that one thing and all that. But with the gut brain, you can feel, because humans do two things. They think things and they feel things. And you can feel, and when that happens, you can feel that if you're taught to do this, which, and I have a tool for that called the Hero Tour. And the Hero Tour teaches you to highlight those things that happened that you actually did, those things that you created where a benefit was derived for you or for others, and where effort was required to do it. And it's a very intense 2-day workshop. But you only do it once. And that trains that brain, brings that gut brain online so that you're able to now have them both going at the same time and interact with each other in a circular, rather in a what I call a reciprocal manner. It's not a circular fashion, which is what the head brain does, but a reciprocal one. I've showed you that in other videos, and I may do that again. But this is what Hero does, and if you can have that and bring that online, then you're going to have pretty much the other half of your intelligent potential. And who couldn't use that? Especially at a time where worry and concern and anxiety is at such an all-time high. So that's my message for today. I just wanted to let you know. And as far as the message, you know, I got to tell you this famous little Alice in Wonderland snippet where Alice, you know, that one where she asks advice on that, which path to take. And so she says to the Cheshire Cat, "Would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here?" And the cat says, "That depends a great deal on where you want to go." "I don't much care," says Alice. "Then it doesn't matter much which way you go," said the cat. "So long as I got somewhere," Alice added in explanation. "Oh, you're sure to do that," said the cat, "if you only walk long enough." So many of us run and run, heading somewhere, but never the thought about where that's headed. Seneca said that. He's the Greek general. And, you know, I think it's worth mentioning. This is now December 1. Very soon it's going to be the end of the year. And I know for myself, you know, that it doesn't happen. Success doesn't always happen quickly. I've been at this for 40 years, and I'm still struggling with it because I had to learn how to say it, how to talk about it. And this is a very short video here, but if you want to go to facebook.com/MobiusMan, that's my page on Facebook, you can join up with me, and I'll talk further about this, and I'll be teaching about it endlessly because it's what I do. And so yeah, so anyway, that's it for the Mobius Mindset Moment on December 1st, 2019. I hope you have a very nice evening. Take care of yourselves. More power to you. Bye for now.